Adrian Blackwood had built his billion-dollar empire from nothing, but on that stormy night, none of his success mattered. Rain poured heavily, turning the city roads into mirrors of flashing lights and blurred shadows. Adrian was driving faster than usual, his mind still stuck on a heated business call he had just ended. His phone buzzed again on the passenger seat. He glanced at it for just 1 second. That 1 second changed everything. A woman suddenly ran across the road. Adrian slammed the brakes, but it was too late. The car hit her. The sound echoed in the empty street, followed by silence, broken only by the rain hitting the car roof. Adrian's heart started pounding so loudly he could hear it in his ears. He jumped out of the car and ran toward the woman lying on the road. She was unconscious, her hair soaked in rain, her face pale. "Hey! Can you hear me?" he said, his voice shaking. No response. Without wasting another second, he carefully picked her up and rushed her to the hospital himself. Money and power could solve many problems, but at that moment, he only wanted her to survive. At the hospital, doctors immediately took her into the emergency room. Adrian stood outside, his expensive suit wet with rain and guilt. He had faced business rivals, lawsuits, and financial risks, but he had never felt fear like this. After what felt like hours, a doctor came out. "She is alive," the doctor said. "But she has a head injury. We don't know yet if there will be memory loss." Adrian closed his eyes in relief. The next morning, the woman finally woke up. Adrian was standing near the bed when her eyes slowly opened. She looked around in confusion, then her eyes stopped on him. Her face suddenly relaxed, and she smiled weakly. "You came," she whispered. Adrian frowned slightly. "You're awake. That's good. You're in the hospital." But then she said something that froze him completely. "I knew you wouldn't leave me," she said softly. "My man." Adrian stared at her in shock. He had never seen this woman in his life. The doctor later confirmed Adrian's fear. The woman had temporary memory loss. "She remembers some things," the doctor explained, "but her mind has created a connection with you. Maybe you were the first person she saw when she woke up, so she believes you are someone important to her. If we stress her too much, her condition could get worse." "So what do you want me to do?" Adrian asked. "For now," the doctor said, "just go along with it." Adrian could not believe what he was hearing. He, one of the most powerful businessmen in the city, now had to pretend to be the boyfriend of a stranger. When he entered her room again, she smiled warmly. "You look tired," she said. "Did you stay here all night because of me?" Adrian hesitated. "Yes, I did." She smiled even more. "You always take care of me." He didn't know what to say. "What's my name?" she suddenly asked. Adrian froze again. He realized he didn't even know her name. But she laughed softly. "You forgot again, didn't you? You always joke about forgetting my name." He quickly replied, "Of course I know your name. I was just testing you." She looked satisfied. "Good. Because I don't remember anything else, only you." Her words made him feel strangely guilty and responsible at the same time. A few days later, the doctor said she could leave the hospital, but there was a problem. She had no phone, no bag, no ID, no family contact, nothing. She looked at Adrian and held his hand. "Let's go home." Adrian realized. She thought his home was her home. And somehow, he didn't have the heart to tell her the truth. So he took her to his mansion. Adrian's mansion was huge, cold, and quiet. It looked more like a luxury hotel than a home. The staff were shocked when Adrian walked in with a woman holding his arm like she belonged there. "This place is still too big," she said while looking around. "You always choose houses that feel like museums." Adrian almost laughed. No one had ever spoken about his house like that. Days turned into weeks. She slowly filled the silent mansion with life. She talked to the staff, learned their names, helped in the kitchen, and even rearranged the living room furniture. When Adrian came home from work one evening, he smelled food. "You cooked?" he asked in surprise. She nodded proudly. "Of course. You always say my cooking is the only reason you don't eat outside." He sat down and tasted the food. It was simple. But it was warm. For the first time in years, dinner didn't feel like a business meeting. She talked about random things, laughed easily, and sometimes called him things like my man or you work too much. Slowly, Adrian realized something strange. He started coming home earlier. He started smiling more. And the mansion started feeling like a home. Without realizing it, Adrian Blackwood was falling in love with the woman he had hit with his car. One afternoon, they went out together. While crossing a street, she suddenly stopped walking. Her face turned pale as she stared at the road. Flashbacks hit her like lightning. Rain. Headlights. A car. The sound of brakes. She held her head in pain as memories rushed back all at once. She remembered everything. Her name was Lena. She was running that night because she had just lost her job and her landlord had thrown her out. She was crossing the road in the rain when a car hit her. That car was Adrian's car. She slowly turned and looked at him, and for the first time, she didn't see her man. She saw the man who had accidentally hit her. That night, she packed her things quietly. She wrote a letter and left it on the table. Adrian, I'm sorry. I remember everything now. You are not my man, and this is not my home. Thank you for taking care of me. I'm sorry for the trouble I caused you. Lena. When Adrian came home and read the letter, something inside him broke. The house was silent again. But this time, the silence hurt. That was when he realized. He didn't just feel responsible for her. He loved her. Adrian searched for Lena everywhere. He used his connections, his money, and his time. Weeks passed before he finally found her working in a small bakery on the other side of the city. When he walked in, she looked up and froze. You found me, she said quietly. I wasn't going to stop looking, he replied. She looked down. I'm sorry I lied to you. You didn't lie, Adrian said softly. You just remembered love before memory. She looked at him, confused. He stepped closer. That accident was the worst day of my life, he said. But meeting you was the best thing that ever happened to me. Tears filled her eyes. I don't want you to call me your man because of memory loss, he continued. I want you to call me your man because you choose me. She smiled through tears. This time, when she held his hand, she knew exactly who he was. And this time, when she called him her man, it was not because she forgot everything. It was because she remembered her heart.